Welcome back, everyone, to a Sunday edition of Journeymen Boxing's Double Jab Radio. I'm your host, Rich Quinones. We are indeed inside the Journeymen Boxing studios. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to check us out online, journeymenboxing.com. Also, follow us on Twitter, RichQ on Q, as we wrap up another week of boxing. The week that was, and good stuff earlier in the week from Noemi Boskis and also Shelly Vincent, who was very vocal about wanting to fight Heather Hardy, and some good stuff from a lot of those young and up-and-coming fighters in Texas. Don't forget to check out the podcast for all the episodes from the past week. But we'll switch gears a little bit as we close it out. And we'll get into, I guess you can say, the promotional side of the business. And that's because if you just read, it probably happened midweek, I want to say, but Evander Holyfield and XLR8 Boxing have partnered up as Real Deal Promotions. Boxing icon Evander Holyfield, XLR8 Boxing announced, I believe it was the 26th of January, a couple days ago, partnership in RDP Real Deal Promotions. Partnership creates premium international boxing events, and on the line we have XLR8 CEO JDalbano joining us for a couple moments. We appreciate his time on this Sunday. You know, first and foremost, this really had to be something where it was a long time coming. Talk a little bit about how this deal went down and give the listening audience who might be tuning in for the very first time more background on yourself and what you guys are looking to do, how to change the sport of boxing.
Sure. Well, Rich, it's a pleasure to be on your show, and you're right. It's been a long time coming. Evander he's not only was he a great champion, but he's a smart businessman, and he's got a lot of class and brings a lot of class to the boxing game. So it was important for us to team up with the right individual that can really give the fans what they're looking for and have the experience to meet him at the events and just put on great shows. And that's what our goal is. We want to be able to put great shows on for the fans. We also want to be able to give tutelage to the to the up-and-coming fighters and our fighters so that they can meet Evander and get some of his advice.
JDalbano again joining us for a couple moments on Double Job Radio. You mentioned Evander and the pedigree, the background, the name, but for the listening audience on yourself, give a little more of a background if you can, and just the idea that being able to put on quality shows as opposed to quantity is, I would imagine, something that is going to make you guys a difference maker going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like any other promoter that's out there, we want to make sure that we put on good, good fights, good matches, make sure that that everybody also gets to see our guys that we're going to be showcasing, and we just want to make sure that we put on quality shows. But for us, it goes much further than that. It really includes putting on entertaining production. So when people come to our fights, they're going to see things that are a little different than what they're used to seeing. There's going to be a lot more entertainment in the form of celebrities being around and opportunities for meet and greets and great music and just an all-around great event. It's not just going to be a boxing event. It's going to be a total event where they're going to come and see great athletes, but they're also going to enjoy themselves throughout the whole night.
When you look at what 50 Cent tried to do about a year plus ago, what we're seeing with Jay-Z and Rock Nation, what we saw years ago, HBO, when they tried to put together more of the, gauged to younger, when hip-hop was almost in its infancy with some of the HBO After Dark. We saw it on Univision, Telemundo, where they would want to incorporate music, entertainment, celebrities, and for the most part, it's worked out for some. For others, it hasn't really worked out. It's still yet to be seen what's going to go on going forward with Rock Nation as they kind of iron out some of their glitches. When we talk respectively about what you guys are trying to do, is there one or two things that are going to separate you? Is it going to be more of a fan-friendly type of environment?
Yeah, I think you could take a look at some of the other professional sports organizations that are out there, and you can see how they have more fan integration than some of these other promoters have had in the past. I think that guys like, companies like Rock Nation and 50 Cent, they do a great job, but I think that in the end, all of us, while we try to build this more entertaining level for the boxing fans, I think what you have to be real careful of is that you don't build these great events, but but you lack in the performance of the fights themselves, and that's something that's really important. So no matter how much attention you take off the fights themselves and you have people there and it's entertaining and they're having a good time, if the fights aren't quality, really that's all for nothing, and it's a waste of everybody's time. So I think that if there's anything that anybody should really be looking at, it's making sure that the quality of the fights are there. So you want to build off having great fights and adding the entertainment, not having the entertainment be the focus. Don't take the focus away from the actual guys that are fighting. And that's something that's real important.
JDalbano joining us for a couple moments on this edition of Double Job Radio inside the Journeymen Boxing Studios. I'm your host, Rich Quinones. That's a great point that you bring up, because the last thing you want to do is have the entertainment portion of the night's festivities kind of overshadow the fights themselves. I guess you would never want someone walking out saying, man, that was some great entertainment, but man, those fights were lousy.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's easy. It's easy to do that. You have to have the right matchmakers in place, and we've got great relationships with all the top matchmakers, and our company has been around for a long time. We've produced a lot of great events with several different other large production and promoting companies, not just in boxing but other professional sports. So we know how to engage the fans, and that's we're going to do that by, without giving you all the secrets. We're going to be doing that by really entrenching the fans in what's going on, not just the fights, but just having an overall experience. And they'll, at our larger shows, that'll be much more prominent. But even at our smaller shows, they'll still be able to see the difference in the quality and enjoy themselves. And they'll want to come to our shows, time and time again. We're going to be doing a significant amount of shows, but as you said earlier in the show, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So we're really gearing up. We're going to make an announcement real soon on when we're going to be doing our first show. We're in final preparations now, and I think everybody's going to have a real good time. It'll be somewhere in the Northeast. Right now, our focus is predominantly in the Northeast, so we're looking at New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania areas to roll out our first string of shows.
And you kind of answered the last two that I wanted to ask about the game plan going forward. It is interesting, though, because there has, at least from my vantage point, being on the Northeast and close enough to New York, Philadelphia, obviously, and Jersey, the other states as well, it seems as though a lot of promoters have scaled back with some of the local shows, which it's a shame. It's unfortunate, because the local shows are basically your bread and butter to showcase up-and-coming talent, where down the road, a lot of people are going to say, you know what, I remember when I saw boxer X, Y, and Z. And it's unfortunate, because you look at a lot of the schedules every weekend in boxing, there are so many shows and so many young up-and-coming fighters that just get no exposure whatsoever.
Yeah, I think, you have to look at the smaller shows as an overall business plan. You have to look at the smaller shows as what we call feeder events into the larger shows. So you need these constant shows for not just the fans to come and help you build your brand, but you also have to build the brand of your fighters, and that's something that's really important to us. We want to make sure that our guys are marketed the right way. We want to be able to build great momentum around them, and obviously we're looking, at only, top-notch skilled individuals. We don't, again, it's about quality, not quantity. We're not going out and signing, a ton of guys. We're being very careful on who we're looking at. And yeah, we're gonna be doing small shows as large as big ones. It's important for us to be relevant throughout the year. And I think that a lot of other promoters have scaled back because, it's not much difference in regards to the amount of work from doing a small show to a large show. It's just, obviously the bigger the show, the more money you're going to make. But as far as the back end and the administration of a small show and a big show, there's not much difference. So, we've been in the business a long time, and we have the availability to pull off the smaller shows as well, and we hope that our fans will come to our shows and enjoy themselves, and then when we have our larger shows, they'll partake in those as well. And again, it's just about putting on quality and treating the fans the right way.
Well, we certainly look forward to seeing a lot of these shows rolled out over the next 3 to 6 months, and obviously within the calendar year. Before I let you get out of here, if you want to direct anyone, anything you're doing as far as social media, or if you want to direct them to the website, any information, or just kind of, hey, we're going to keep you guys posted. You might want to check us out here or follow us here. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to keep an eye out for us. You'll see a lot more press coming out. We're launching an interesting web channel that's going to have a ton of content for the fans to go back and watch previous fights and watch new fights. There'll be different options for pay-per-view events that'll be streamed live. We're really looking at into the digital space, largely, and trying to make a difference in that space as well. Looking at different types of technologies, and definitely, follow us at XLR8 Boxing on Twitter. I think you'll see a lot of great stuff coming out in the near future.
JD, appreciate you taking a couple moments to join us on a Sunday, and certainly look forward to touching base more. Good luck with everything and all the ventures and the partnership with Evander as well, and everything going forward.
Thank you, Rich. Appreciate the time.
So there you have it, a couple minutes with the CEO of XLR8 Boxing, JDalbano. Good stuff, talking about his relationship with Evander Holyfield as XLR8 Boxing, a partner up with the former champ as Real Deal Promotion. So, of course, follow them on Twitter. That's going to do it for another edition of Double Jab Radio live from the Journeymen Boxing Studios. Gracias por su tiempo. To our sponsors, as always, Casanova Boxing Gloves, Victory Boxing Gym, and, of course, the Atlantic City POW. Everyone have a good Sunday and enjoy it. Todo el mundo tiene un buen domingo, and our friends in Spain and Latin America tuning in around the world, worldwide on JourneymanBoxing.com. Nosotros amigos en España y América Latino, gracias por tu tiempo también. Thank you for always tuning in as well. And don't forget, it's not the destination, it's the journey, so enjoy it. Thanks for listening to us on another edition of the Double Jab radio program right here inside the Journeyman Boxing Studios. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, RichQ on Q. As always, we'll see you next time ringside. We'll talk to you Monday. Everyone have a good day.